So today we will discuss debenture. See, what is debenture? You can understand shares and debentures by the simple example that when company needs money, there are only two ways by which company can gather money. One, by you know selling its shares, and another is borrowing the money. Suppose the company need large amount of the money. So how, suppose the company need 10 lakh rupees of the money, and company approach to the Babita that Babita जी 10 लाख की ज़रूरत है कंपनी को, एक नया प्रोजेक्ट वी आर स्टार्टिंग. बबीता सेड मेरे पास तो 1000 रुपये हैं भाई साहब. उनका 1000 से तो नहीं चलेगा, because company need large amount of the money and a single lender cannot satisfy that amount, and so the loan is split into several units. Now if we split this 10 lakh into 1000 portion, that means 1000 1000 1000. So from 1000 persons collecting 1000 rupees, 10,000 can be gathered, and so this whole amount is splitted into different portion, and each portion then taken by the lender, and this portion will be certified by the a particular number by the company, and this is known as the debenture. So basically debenture is nothing but the loan. Debenture is acknowledging the loan. Now here Babita has one debenture, that means it acknowledging that Babita has given 1000 rupees, और इस तरह के 1000 debentures हैं. So it is a type of security, or you can say the debenture is a document acknowledging the loan on the company. Okay. So debenture is a document acknowledging loan on the company. Now this debenture is very difficult to define, but the legislature has defined the word debenture in section 230, and there in the section 230 debenture has been defined as debenture includes debenture stock, bond or other instrument of the company evidencing debt, whether constituting a charge on the asset of the company or not. So this debenture may be in the form of bond, or it may be stock. शेयर्स में भी स्टॉक आता है. फुली पेड शेयर्स जो होते हैं उनको कलेक्टिवली करके एंड डिवाइडिंग दैट शेयर्स इन any denomination is known as stock. So here debenture stock means fully paid debenture dividing into different denomination is stock. So आप जो भी कोई डॉक्यूमेंट है, चाहे वो डिबेंचर स्टॉक है या बॉन्ड है या और कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट है, दैट इज एविडेंसिंग, वो एविडेंस है, सबूत है कि कंपनी पे लोन है, वो एक्नॉलेज करता है कि कंपनी के ऊपर लोन है, चाहे उसमें चार्ज क्रिएट कर रहा हो प्रॉपर्टी पे, चार्ज क्रिएट ना कर रहा हो, दैट इज डिबेंचर. सो बेसिकली जो मैंने एग्जांपल दिया, द कंपनी नीडेड 10 लाख रुपीज़, but they have not found any suitable person who can give 10 lakh rupee to the company. So they have divided this 10 lakh rupees into 1000 parts and 1000 rupees each. So any person can lend the company 1000 rupees और 1000 की चेक काट के कंपनी उसे दे दे. It's acknowledging that you have contributed 1000 rupees to the company. So this is debenture. Then in this definition, even it is written that provided that the instrument referred to in chapter 3D of the Reserve Bank of India and such other instrument as may be prescribed by central government with consultation of the RBI issued by the company shall not be treated as the debenture. So these are the some document that RBI issued, and these were exempted to be the debenture. Maybe they are also evidencing that there is loan, but they are exempted as a policy decision. Now, in the Levy versus Abercrombie Slate and Slab Company, Justice Chitty has defined the debenture in the words that debenture means the document which either create debt, either by document itself debt is created, or it acknowledges, that means debt already given but it acknowledges, and that document which fulfill these condition is the debenture. And section 230 says that debenture may create the charge on the property, charge as the section 100 of the Transfer of Property Act. सो कोई प्रॉपर्टी है कंपनी उस पर चार्ज भी क्रिएट कर सकता है उस डिबेंचर के साथ, और वो बिना चार्ज के भी हो सकता है. ओके, डिबेंचर इज ऑलवेज ए सिक्योरिटी, इट इज द सिक्योर्ड क्रेडिटर. सो Babita has given 1000 rupees to the company because company needed, and they have given a document in which it is recognizing, it is acknowledging that Babita has given 1000 rupees. Now this document that evidencing the amount of debt on the company is debenture. Okay, in India, in Lakshman Bharamji versus Emperor, the Bombay High Court, because with different names sometime company issue document, and then question comes that whether this document, what is the nature of this document, because if that document is debenture then that is secured creditor. Okay, and so in the Lakshman Bharamji versus Emperor, there was the question that the main business of the private company was to sell patron bond and to invest the money realized by the sale of those bond, and the form of the bond bear a serial number. Okay, and it acknowledges the debt. So whether this patron bond is debenture or not, and the court observed that the main feature is conclusively to show that the patron bond are debenture, because these patron bond are acknowledging the debt on the company. In that document it is promised to return and the fact that they form the series bearing the consecutive number. So debenture generally in the series of the number, but it's not, even sometime single debenture is also issued. And when Babita has given this 1000 rupees, she also need interest. पैसे देते हैं तो इंटरेस्ट भी चाहिए ना. So interest rate is fixed, every year she will get the interest. Because why I am telling you, because this thing is important even for discussion when we will discuss that what is difference between shares and the debentures. Now from this definition given under section 2 clause 30, and Justice Chitty has defined in Levy versus Abercrombie Slate and Slab Company and Bombay High Court in Lakshman Brahmji versus Emperor, that what are the important features of the debenture. The first is that it is the form of a certificate, a document, and this document must have seal of the company. Second is that this document acknowledges or create the debt on the company. So these two salient features are of the debenture. The provisions related to debentures are in section 71. There is only one section that have all provisions related to debentures. It's divided into many subsections. Now the charge, it's saying that section 230 that it acknowledging the evidencing a debt whether constituting a charge on the asset of the company or not. This charge may be floating charge or it may be fixed charge. The floating charge, the fixed charge means suppose you have created the charge on the machine of the factory. So unless the money is not returned, the company cannot use those machine. वो गिरवी टाइप से रख दे, उन्होंने चार्ज कर दिया. Okay, and the floating charge is that on not on a certain object the charge has been created, and so in case of floating charge it is ambulatory nature, floating with the property it is intended to cover. It attaches to the subject charged in the varying condition in which it happens to be from time to time. It does not attach to a particular property, a specific property, until it is crystallized. It means that meantime or the time when the floating charge is crystallized, the company can use the asset charged in the ordinary course of the business. Now, how the floating charge crystallize? The floating charge are crystallized. There are two cases by which we can understand that. One is Indus Film Corporation Limited. Here these two cases will be very helpful to get you understand that what is fixed charge or what is floating charge. Fixed, as name suggests, that a particular asset is defined and on that charge is created. Okay, so unless, because ये डिबेंचर आपने पैसा दिया, डेट दिया है, जब तक वो पे नहीं कर देते, जब तक उसको रिडीम नहीं कर देते, तब तक वो प्रॉपर्टी पे आपका कंट्रोल है. So in Indus Film Corporation Limited, a film company borrowed a sum of money and declared a lien on all our asset including machinery etc. now lying or that may be even purchased hereafter until the repayment, that means until the redeeming of debenture. So this is the floating charge. No specific property is defined. It's saying that on all machinery, all asset presently or maybe when in the future we will cover. But no particular machinery, no particular asset has been defined. So this type of the charge is known as floating charge. In FD John and Company Limited versus Ranjit Roy, there was a deed. A company had charged all its machinery, stock in trade or movable effects present and future. The deed provided that, you have to listen carefully, properties shall be in lender's possession which was actually even given by them. Okay, and this was held to be fixed charge, not the floating charge, because the specific property that is given to the lender, that was in possession of the lender, so the property is ascertained, and when that is ascertained, that is fixed charge. In the fixed charge, the company cannot use that property, but in the floating charge, company can use that property till the charge is crystallized. So the crystallization of the charge means when the charge is created in the debenture and that is in the floating form. So the moment the property is ascertained with respect to that charge is the crystallization of the floating charge. When they do this, the charge is said to be crystallized, but even after the default, the charge keeps floating until the debenture holder intervenes. Now, what are the different types of the debentures? There are 4 types of the debenture. Yes, Babita, ask the question.
सर क्रिस्टलाइजेशन ऑफ चार्ज को एक बार और बता दो, समझ
See,
नहीं आ रही.
suppose in the debenture deed it is written that there is the charge on the all asset of the company. No fixed property is determined. Either expressly or through the conduct, it is not possible to determine that on which particular property charge is created. As a general, charge is created for all the asset. In that case, we will call that it is floating of the charge. But when any conduct is, done by the company by which the property is ascertained, that suppose it is said that this now the only these two machinery you will have the charge. So it is crystallization. There is one important case here: government stock and other securities investment company limited versus Manila Railway Company Limited. A
सर
company,
अगर
हाँ,
सर अगर फिक्स्ड मशीनरी जैसे डिफाइन कर दिया कि इसी पे ही चार्ज है,
so
तो
that
फिर
is
तो वो
fixed
फिक्स्ड
charge, that is fixed
फिक्स्ड
charge.
हो.
But at the moment when the charge is created, it is not defined. But later on, okay, later on through the conduct or through expressly, it is determined that you have only charge on this machine. So that is crystallization. Yes, I am giving the example. Maybe by this example you will not have any question. A
ओके सर.
company issued debentures by which it undertook to pay the principal amount at a distinct day and the interest on the fixed days half yearly and charged by way of floating security of all the property present and the future. The company preserved the right in the course and for the purpose of its business to shall or otherwise deal with the property until the company made a default in payment of the interest for 3 months after the same should have become due. After an installment of the interest had been due more than 3 months, but before the debenture holder had taken any step to enforce their security, the company mortgaged its asset. This mortgage was held to be valid because the real crystallization take place not on default but on the intervention of the debenture holder after the default. After, suppose it is said that how the the interest has to be paid. Suppose interest has to be paid in 3 months or 5 months or 6 months or yearly, and in the consequence of default in paying the interest, the debenture holder can intervene. The moment the debenture holder intervene is the crystallization of the charge. He then can take that this is the property I am taking possessions or would take in my security until you pay the money. Okay. सो सिंपल, सपोज पूरे घर पे मैंने चार्ज क्रिएट कर रखा है और मैंने आपको पेमेंट नहीं किया 1 जनवरी को, आप आके मेरी कार को सीज कर लिए कि कार तभी दूंगा जब आप पैसे दोगे। सो पहले ये फ्लोटिंग चार्ज था, प्रॉपर्टी असर्टेन नहीं थी, एंड मोमेंट जब डिफ़ॉल्ट के बाद में आपने इंटरवीन करके एक प्रॉपर्टी को स्पेसिफाई कर लिया, दिस इज द क्रिस्टलाइजेशन। ओके
Yes, sir.
ओके, नाउ देर आर काइंड्स ऑफ डिबेंचर। See, when someone has paid the money, so there may be a date on which it is promised by the company to repay. अभी बबीता ने 1,000 रुपये दिए तो कंपनी उसे कोई डेट तो देगी कि भाई 10 साल में 5 साल में हम पैसा आपका वापस कर देंगे, और मीनवाइल ईयरली या हाफ ईयरली आपको इंटरेस्ट देते रहेंगे। सो द डिबेंचर दैट कैन बी रिडीम्ड एट द पॉइंट व्हेन यू कैन गिव दैट डॉक्यूमेंट कि लो भाई आपका डॉक्यूमेंट 1,000 बकाया था और कंपनी आपको रुपए दे दे 1,000, दैट इज रिडीमेबल डिबेंचर। रिडीमेबल डिबेंचर, but it is not common, it is not uncommon that sometime irremediable redeemable debenture is also issued by the company, that no fixed date is mentioned where that can be redeemed. Okay, then there is convertible. So this is the first type of the redeemable debentures. The second type of the debenture is convertible debenture. What is the convertible debenture? Convertible means that can be converted into shares. So a company may issue the debenture with an option to convert them into shares. The document, suppose the Babita has given the money to the company and the company has issued the document that acknowledging that Babita has given 1,000 rupees to a company, the company has the debt of 1,000 rupees from the Babita, and then the company has even given the option that we having the shares whose value is 1,000 rupees, you can convert your debenture into shares. So a company may issue debenture with an option to convert them share either wholly, total, or in partly at the time of redemption, जब आप देने जाओ। This is known as the convertible debenture. And section 71 subsection 1 talk about this debenture, convertible debenture. When we read that section 71 subsection 1, a company may issue debenture with an option to convert such debenture into share either wholly or partly at the time of redemption, provided that the issue of debenture with an option to convert such debenture into share shall be approved by the special resolution, but it is possible. So convertible debenture. Now there is perpetual debenture. Perpetual debenture, that I has says na irremediable, irredeemable debenture. That irredeemable debenture is also known as perpetual debenture. So irredeemable debenture is that cannot be, the date is not fixed, only the interest you can take. For the perpetual debenture, like the perpetual lease is also possible. Then the fourth one is the debenture to registered holder and bearer debenture. A company debentures to registered holder and bearer debenture. A company which has issued debentures will obviously maintain register of its debenture holder. Okay. The debenture that are transferable like the negotiable instrument by simple delivery are called debenture payable to the bearer. The bearer debenture would be seems to have been ruled out in 2013 Act. Ruled out. You will not find the provision here. Now there are some rules with respect to the debenture in the section 71. If you read section 71 subsection 8, it says that a company shall pay interest and redeem the debenture in accordance with terms and condition of their issue. That means it's talking about redeemable debenture. Okay, so you have to read section 71 yourself. Now there is another point, that what is the difference between the person who holding the share, that means the shareholder, and the debenture holders with respect to their rights, etc. See, there are many similarities if you see with respect to debenture holders and shareholders. In the words of Gower, who wrote the company law book, the company securities fall in two categories, as many times I have said, that either shares or the debentures. And both shareholder and debenture holder have invested their money in the company. They have invested their money so that the company can earn the profit. So these are the similarity. At the same time, there are the differences also. The first difference is that the shareholder is the member of the company. He enjoy all right of the membership. वो membership के क्या right हैं? He can vote. That mean पैसे दोनों ने इन्वेस्ट किए, but because he is the member, he is the shareholder, so his opinion, his vote can influence the major decision in the company. He has right to vote, but his debenture holder cannot have right to hold. आपने किसी के से पैसे उधार लिए हैं तो वो आपको राय थोड़ी दे सकता है. आपने पैसे दिए, आपको इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा है, एक दिन आपके पैसे लौटा देंगे, आपको बीच में बोलने को कौन कहा. ओके, सो सेक्शन 71 सबसेक्शन 2 when we read says that no company shall issue any debenture carrying voting right. This is obvious thing, that when there is the debenture is loan, the person who provides the loan has only right to interest and his money back. He cannot intervene in the affairs of the company. It's very major difference. Okay. The second is that the debenture holders are entitled at the fixed rate of the interest which company must pay whether they are in the profit or not. यहाँ पे डिबेंचर होल्डर प्रॉफिट में है. सपोज द फिक्स रेट 6%, 12% जो भी ईयरली है उसको तो प्रॉफिट मिलना है. यू अर्न प्रॉफिट और नॉट, डिबेंचर होल्डर इज नॉट कंसर्न अबाउट दैट. बट द शेयर होल्डर will get the profit in form of dividend only when company will make the profit. Okay, and so this is the another difference. Then the third one is that unless the debenture is perpetual, at one day company has to return back the money. जो पैसा कंपनी ने लिया है बबीता जी से वो देना तो पड़ेगा. अगर परपेचुअल है दैट्स अनदर थिंग. परपेचुअल में होता है कि लाइफ टाइम ब्याज खाते रहो, बट द शेयर होल्डर कैन नॉट बी पेड बैक एज लॉन्ग एज द कंपनी इज गोइंग टू कंसर्न. ओके, देन द नेक्स्ट डिफरेंस इज दैट द शेयर होल्डर at the winding up, the first priority of giving the money is of the debenture holder. Money is companies wind up, the first priority is debenture holder because they are secured creditor, then unsecured creditor, and whatever left will be finally divided into shareholder. So at the time of winding up, debenture holder being a secured creditor paid in priority, where the shareholder are paid only when all claims are satisfied. So these are some differences with respect to the debenture holder and the shareholder. And so with this, the class with respect to the debenture has been finished.